The O. Henry Playhouse presents Only the Horse Would Know. O. Henry created many unforgettable characters such as Dr. Charles Spencer James, Jimmy Valentine, Sam Plunkett, and last but not least, quick-smiling, ever-alert Johnny Carter. Johnny was dedicated to his business. His business was gambling. He asked for no special considerations. He accepted no part of a sure thing, nor was he content to stand still if he thought a friend or a bet he had made was in jeopardy. O. Henry's Only the Horse Would Know is about Ralph Williams, the famous jockey, his son Scott, and the wager Johnny Carter had riding on a horse named Pride Boy.
Hello, Ralph.
Johnny Carter, what in the world are you doing around the track at this hour?
Came in to check on my investment. That was quite a workout. You spun that mile faster than most races are run.
Pride Boy's a lot of horse.
Mm-hmm. And between you two, my bet is practically in the bank.
Maybe, Johnny. But a lot of things can happen in a race as important as the National Handicap. You can get away badly, jammed in the backstretch, pocketed at a turn. No horse is ever a cinch.
Well, I agree, but the way I see it, Pride Boy could stumble and still win by open daylight.
You're too smart to believe that, Johnny. It's a big race. Don't bet heavy.
I already did 8 weeks ago at Saratoga. Just couldn't pass up odds of 5-1.
By post time, my amount will be even money or less. If you don't beat the race, at least you'll have beat the price.
Well, I figure to do both. How's Scott?
Oh, he's fine. Coming along real fast. You know he's training Hal Phillips' string of horses?
Yeah, so I've heard. Say, why don't we all get together tonight for dinner, talk over old times?
Till the National, I'm on a diet of fruit juice, strained soup, and crackers. If I had to watch you and Scott eat, I'd go out of my mind.
Well, then we'll postpone it until after the handicap.
Look, Johnny, I don't want you to think I'm running off, but I still have another mount to work out.
Now, you go ahead. And don't forget, after the race, the dinner party's on me. I promise you a full night of celebrating.
All right. But you remember, there's only one way to win a race, and there's 1,000 ways to lose one.
Oh, Henry, I'm puzzled.
About what?
Well, for example, who is Johnny Carter? What does he do for a living?
In some circles, I guess he'd be called a gambler. But I feel Johnny would refer to himself as a speculator.
There's a big difference between a gambler and a speculator.
Perhaps, but not in Johnny's mind. Instead of dealing in stocks and bonds, he chose to speculate on games of chance. His business was made up of speed charts, laws of average, percentage. And he studied them just as carefully as any stockbroker dealing on Wall Street. Excuse me, Colonel. Then Johnny, like most successful men, seemed gifted with a sixth sense. Whenever he made a bet, he allowed room for that one element which most people forget to calculate.
Well, what would that be?
The human equation. Johnny's philosophy was simply, a horse is as good as his jockey. A hand of poker as strong as the dealer's honesty. A game of dice as fair as the man running it.
Then Johnny must have seriously wondered about Ralph Williams, because he certainly sounded dubious about his chances of winning the National Handicap.
No, I doubt if he gave it a second thought, Colonel. He knew Williams, and he knew there wasn't a dishonest bone in his body. No, it wasn't until he met someone after he left the jockey's quarters that he wondered whether Ralph had been trying to warn him.
Johnny boy, when did you get into town? Hello, Dutch. You're looking well.
Feel that way, too. Rumor has it you couldn't make a mistake during the whole Saratoga meet.
There's nothing more unreliable in the world, Dutch, than rumor.
Cozy Johnny. Never talks about his winnings or losses. How you going on the handicap?
Well, for what it's worth, Pride Boy.
Could be. But me, I like to knock down the favorite. And in a race like the handicap, I've got a hunch there's another horse that's going to walk over him. By the way, I'm giving a party tomorrow night. Why don't you come by? Might be good for a few laughs. Drop in any time after 8:30.
Thanks.
Take care of yourself, Johnny. Don't take any wood nickels.
Scott, it's great to see you. How's everything going?
Fine, Johnny.
Wonderful.
Hey, I saddled 2 winners yesterday for a total of 10 since the meet started.
Oh, I'm glad
And I
to
got
hear
a 2-year-old in the barn that's going to make headlines the minute I set him loose.
Oh, wonderful.
Seen Dad yet?
A few minutes ago. By the way, we're planning a celebration right after the National. Just the 3 of us.
Well, it won't be much of a celebration as far as I'm concerned. I know it's what Dad wants, but it caught me with my sales down. I still can't believe it.
You can't believe what?
With Dad's decision to hang up his tack right after the handicap.
Oh, I didn't know
Well,
that.
I thought that's what the party was about. What are we going to celebrate?
I guess celebrate's the wrong word. Any idea why Ralph's decided to retire?
I don't know. It's a tough business, Johnny. It could be he's tired of 5 a.m. workouts and strict diets. You know, I mean, he's been racing a lot of years now. Could be the fun's gone out of it for him.
Think there's any other reason?
His health's okay. He gets checkups all the time. What are you driving at?
Oh, probably nothing at all. Just remembering how he tried to talk me out of betting on Pride Boy.
That sounds just like him. You know, Dad, he doesn't believe anybody should bet on a horse race. To him, it's a sport, not a business. In fact, Johnny, he's against any kind of gambling.
I know. Yet a few minutes ago, Dutch Morrison said he had a hunch another horse was going to walk over the favorite.
I'm surprised at you, Johnny. You've been on racetracks for a lot of years now. You should have learned by now that the most saleable commodity is wrong information.
You're right, Scott. You're very right.
Hey, where are we going to have dinner Saturday?
Have you got a special place?
No, but Dad likes the Colonial Inn.
Then that's it. Say about 7:30.
We'll be there.
Good.
Hey, Dad, can I see you for a minute?
Say, what time did you leave the house this morning?
About 4. Needed to get an early jump on the day.
Well, next time awaken me, boy. It's no fun drinking lemon juice alone. Crusade worked out?
I had him on the track about 4:45 this morning. Wanted to see him run while no one was around. Really something special, Dad. He could be the best 2-year-old in the country. Sure wish you'd handle him for me when he debuts next week.
Oh, no. By that time, I'll be a retired man. Get Ham Johnson to ride him. He's one of the best when it comes to handling a 2-year-old. Want me to talk to him?
No. I just always dreamed that one day you'd ride a horse that I'd trained.
Just then you reminded me of your mother, boy. She always had a way with words, too. My mind's made up. After Saturday, I'm going to join the spectators in the stands.
Dad, isn't this idea of retiring kind of sudden?
Not at all. Started thinking about it the day I won my first big race. Mom and I even planned where we'd settle down. Only thing's changed is she didn't live to see the day. But I'm sure she knows, Scott. And I'm positive she agrees it's the thing to do.
Well, at least I feel a little better about it now.
I don't understand. What do you mean exactly?
Oh, I bumped into Johnny Carter. He was worried about what Dutch Morrison had said to him.
What did Morrison say?
Well, the usual racetrack gossip. See, Dutch told Johnny he had a hunch Pride would get beaten in the handicap. And then when Johnny explained how you tried to talk him out of betting too much on the race.
How do you like that? Here I give Johnny a piece of sound advice by reminding him that no horse is a certainty, and immediately he starts to worry. And as far as Dutch is concerned, he's entitled to his opinion, Scott. It's a free country.
Okay. But I sure wish you'd picked another time to retire. That way you could have ridden Crusader for me at least once.
You're not only sentimental, boy, you're prejudiced, too.
Could be. Could be, Dad.
Oh, but Johnny.
Quite a party.
Oh, just sort of a pre-victory celebration.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Dutch.
All right. Right in there. Make it short, Johnny. I'd like to get back to my friends.
Strange friends. Robertson from Detroit, Arnold from San Francisco, and Cunningham. Quite a collection, Dutch.
Johnny, you didn't get me away from the party to discuss my guest list.
No, I've been hearing rumors about the big race.
Yesterday you said you thought the rumors were unreliable. What makes the difference now?
Well, combined with the rumor, I got to thinking about your hunch. And after seeing your friends out there, it all adds up to a possible upset.
Oh, I don't think upset is the word, Johnny boy. No, sir. Well, maybe for the $2 better it might be an upset. But I've got the figures to prove the Pride boy can be beat. That's when I got some friends together to form a pool. By post time tomorrow, we'll have spread $500,000 around the country at odds of 8 to 1.
You sound like the race has already been run.
In my mind, it has. You know me, Johnny boy. Would I call in my friends if I wasn't positive?
Dutch, you're still betting on an animal with 4 legs and a jockey on his back. And if anything goes wrong, there's a very good chance your friends might suddenly dislike you.
My figures say different. Let's get back to the party. It isn't polite for a host to leave his friends alone too long. Johnny, meet me tomorrow, and just before post time, I'll give you the name of the horse that's going to beat the favorite.
All right, but it won't do any good. You see, I only bet 1 horse a race, and I'm stuck with Pride Boy and Williams.
You don't know how right you really are, Johnny boy. Stuck is the perfect word.
Strange man, this Johnny Carter.
You think so?
Oh, certainly. He's a gambler by profession, yet he has the principles of an honest man. Difficult to believe the two can walk hand in hand.
Just a moment, Colonel. I'm probably the first to admit that one time or another, Johnny probably visited every gambling casino in the country. I dare say even the riverboat captains remember him. But there was one thing that separated him from the fraternal brothers like Dutch Morrison. He was honest. Wherever he gambled, he was trusted and respected. And never mixed up in anything shady. Oh, believe me, a man in his profession must have had many opportunities to cross to the dark side of the street.
Do you mean to say next day at the races he refused to accept Dutch Morrison's tip?
I mean to tell you only what happened. That is, if you're interested.
Of course I'm interested.
Well, after he left Dutch's party, he went directly to Ralph's home. There was no longer any doubt in his mind. He knew Pride Boy was set to lose. But he didn't know whether Ralph was part of the fix.
You surprised me, Johnny. Come on in.
Where's Scott?
Been asleep for hours. He had a long day. Sit down. What's on your mind, Johnny?
Heard you were retiring after tomorrow.
That's right. Figured if they could put a horse out to pasture, why not a jockey?
Seems like a pretty big decision to make so suddenly.
Oh, it wasn't so sudden. I've been thinking about it for a long time. But I realized if I was ever going to quit, I'd have to stop thinking and just do it. So I made the decision, and that's that.
Too bad your last race won't be a winner.
What are you talking about?
No sense waltzing, Ralph. Tomorrow's race is pegged. And all I want to know is why you're doing it and for whom.
Look, Johnny, I don't know what you're talking about, and even if I did, I'd have to tell you to mind your own business.
The bet I've got riding makes it my business.
25 years I've been around horses. Started as a stable boy, graduated to a jockey, and do you know something? In all that time, I never bet a single dollar. Being allowed to be a part of racing was enough for me.
Past won't count. The only thing the world will remember is that you threw a race. Why are you taking 25 years and throwing them down the drain?
Let's not talk about it.
We better, because after tomorrow, everybody else will be talking about it, and then it'll be too late.
It's already too late.
Are you riding according to your trainer's instructions?
There's no more honest man in all of racing than Tom Stonewall, and you know that.
Well, if it isn't Stonewall, that means you and Dutch made the deal.
That's close enough.
Okay, go all the way. Tell me the why.
Last year, after Martha's death, Scott went out of the country to break in with a stable. It was the first time he'd ever been away from home. And with his mother's death and everything, he lost his head. He ran up bills, bet on horses, couldn't pay off. He didn't want me to know, so he borrowed the money from Morrison.
Dutch doesn't do anything for nothing.
I know. And when Scott got back to the States, he told me what he'd done.
Go ahead, Ralph.
I went to see Dutch and told him to leave Scott alone. He said I could stop worrying because, as far as he was concerned, the debt was paid. And 2 weeks ago, he sent for me. He read the letter Scott had written a year ago.
What did it say?
Scott agreed to send the stable's best horse to post the next day, entered under another name.
Typical Morrison approach.
Dutch said he'd give me the letter if the handicap went his way. Scott's a fool, Johnny, and I'm not trying to alibi for him, but I know he's decent from the top of his head to his toes. If that letter is turned over to the racing commissioner, he'll be barred for life, and I don't want that to happen to him.
It happened out of the country, Ralph. Maybe the penalty wouldn't be that severe.
I can't take the chance.
Ralph, if you let him go, could Pride win?
When? There isn't a horse on the track who could catch him. Sort of a dirty trick, isn't it, Johnny?
What?
Tomorrow's his big chance to have his name put up with the greats. Only it won't happen. And while everyone is saying he wasn't good enough, Pride Boy will know differently. He'll know he lost because of his jockey. A horse always knows.
Baby, you don't have to be afraid with Dutch. Come on.
All right. All right. What is it, Johnny? What are you doing up at this crazy hour?
Well, I figured you'd be rolling and tossing. So I brought you something that'll let you sleep.
Look, I'm in no mood for jokes. I gave you the whole stinking story tonight. So please, if you're going to try to talk me out of it, save your breath.
Can we have a little light? Tell me one thing, Ralph. Does Scott know what you plan to do?
Of course not. If he did, he'd probably kill Morrison.
That's what I figured. So in order to prevent you from throwing away your life and to keep Scott from committing murder, I thought you might like to have this letter.
How did you get it? What did you say to Dutch?
Let's just say in time he'll see the light.
What can I say, Johnny? How can I ever tell you how grateful I am? Scott, thought you went to bed hours ago.
I did. Glad you're still here, Johnny. Dad, you should have leveled with me. You should have told me about Dutch.
When did you learn about it, Scott?
I heard you two talking. If I'd known the truth sooner, I could have straightened it all out. Just like I did a little while ago.
What do you mean, just like you did a little while ago?
You don't have to worry anymore, Dad.
What have you done?
Anything I could do. I cleared up the mistake that I made a year ago. For a while, I thought about killing Morrison, and I decided that would just make matters worse. So I went to the track steward, I got him out of bed, and I told him the whole story.
But you didn't have to, Scott. Look, here's the letter. Johnny just brought it to me. Don't you see? Now you'll be barred for life.
Getting this letter wouldn't have changed my mind, Dad. Don't you understand? I want to be a part of this business. And like you always said, if you can't be clean with it, get out before you dirty it up.
You know something, Scott? On the day you were born, I remember your father was riding a loser in a match race. Guess that's because it was your mother's day to have the winner. Now, I don't know about you two, but I'm hungry, so lead me to the kitchen because I have a pretty fair country talent with a frying pan and a few eggs. Hello, Dutch.
Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
You know Anita and Jean, don't you?
Hello?
Well, you still got time to bet the winner.
All things being equal, I have.
Well, okay, Johnny, but remember, no matter how smart you are, there's always somebody a little smarter. Next couple of minutes, a lot of guys I know will be very happy.
And some I know are going to be unhappy. They're off and running.
Tell me how my own is doing.
Angel Day is on top. My own is second. Pride Boy is third.
Don't get excited, girls. Just like I said, tomorrow you'll be wearing me.
My own is in front by a length. Angel Day by a length. Pride Boy running easily.
That's the way they'll finish, Johnny boy.
Coming into the last turn, it's my own by a length. Pride Boy and Jay.
Save your breath, Johnny boy. The race is over.
It's my own by a head, Pride Boy and Jay. Nothing can catch him, Dutch.
Shut up.
Something went wrong with your figures, Dutch. And your out-of-town friends aren't going to like the way you've treated them. In fact, I'll bet it's even money that you won't be around to welcome tomorrow.
You're crazy. I can show them a letter. I can prove Williams double-crossed me. No one's smart enough to double-deal me and get away with it. I got everything figured down to the last zero.
Everything but the human equation.
Huh?
For example, do you think they'll believe you when you try to explain that someone entered your apartment last night and while you were giving a party, robbed your safe? Oh, no, Dutch. The odds against believing a story like that are 10,000 to 1. Too much for even a sucker to buy. Dutch, I'm not one to give advice, Dutch, but if I were you, I'd kind of leave town fast. So long, ladies.
Tell me, what happened to Dutch Morrison?
Took Johnny's advice and left town. He's living in a village outside of Mexico City. They say he won't bet on the day of the month, even when he's holding a calendar.
And about Scott Williams, what did the racing commissioner decide?
Gave him a 6-month suspended sentence. He's training one of the biggest stables in the country. In fact, he has a horse entered in the Fairfield Handicap next Saturday. Ralph's riding him.
Tell me, did Johnny take that chance to help Ralph Williams or to protect his large bet?
I don't know, Colonel. As long as there are fellows like Johnny Carter in the world, that question will always be asked. And there's only one answer. Your guess is as good as mine. By the way, will you call the sports desk and find out how Sir Yuan made out in the Kentucky Derby?
Boy, that horse hasn't got a chance. Get me to the sports desk. Mitch, tell me, have the results come in on the Derby? Sir Huon was the winner.
Amazing. Johnny told me 4 months ago there wasn't a horse in the country could beat him. Good day, Colonel. See you next week.